Hello everyone, I'm Chester44, Hassan Spalai, and welcome to this Let's Play of Greedfall, the Dying World. Last episode, we completed our initiation and have been given a task, which is to find out what is happening, why the people are sick, and where the animals have been vanishing. Before we do, Mev, let us speak, we haven't done so yet.
Adir Nahar.
Auglandaiga, Aida, Esan Kenam da Maured?
Ask about what she knows about the colonists on the island.
Atoya red star eno lei genesem. Quetsiens rodidau qui madar ke he indre doiga. Ja frang den var he genesem.
Boelayona, ikiden o frangden de lucht. I mares var neis en esem daos eg bledenen de sin. En unje den, qua glendam saer. Sag foshareden, kasen samelten yasem. Using den, tegan mar o lamkar gaidui kalem. Kombenden frason. Atuisiden da qualui talemi en olei en yedem. An olei en yedem, kon yeden en yeden. Quasien de beta nas frus, ai sag tegedach. Da e corion, ja en yeden de sin. Es da sad boy en broig da suisigem. Mesem nas na maent. En yeden renoikse eil de en yedem sansier. Han kenoiden di saulen laser si da linquidao de neisere sam. En on mil frichtemen, orgen neis flegan, amaraden neis na doiga. Frangen ka roila. Alugeid blau, kan nui siedes. Ane Amsterdam es atent. Sac convenendi quenon casina qualendi talemem. Es catasach miden samel en oila.
Okay then. What about the ritual?
Quetsiens rodidau qui de he dead mad jam vregames da hesgedach donegada.
Nasted madia radider. Ested madia beder. Ages noi baruni ged. Velde quedes et quante gedi hamster. Samoidwe. Is Amsterdam an duchtag. Nasan kenam da uvunom.
If you say so. What about the Guardians?
Quedes ka ire na doiga.
Esent nies ena olmanawi. Sinja nada nies en esema nies luchtum eva biem ser donegadi. Esen frichtum de en on mil frichtimen. En enig age aneman en jedi. Esent nies henegosom, a nies doige. Fandis ent olegar midam, akardis ent samel cardenes dir.
All right then. Thank you for the
Es
information.
radeem antrigem quaneis torten.
Bir tir si oleg.
Okay. Right, let's start wandering to other places in the town. I believe this guy should be here now. Yep, Furkan is here. Some gold coins. A bunch of things I can loot here. Minor healing, Fowler's patchwork. Some gold coins. Furkan's research notes. Between the annotated sketches, villagers' portraits, and dried plants, these few lines can be made out. On the outskirts of the village, there are strange ruins that bear no architectural resemblance to native houses. I wanted to take a closer look, to make a map and draw up some sketches. The idea was to attempt to discover the origin of these buildings, but I was immediately warned that it would be very ill-advised of me to even go there. According to my friends in the village, that place is cursed or at least kept secret. What a pity. I'm sure those ruins could teach me a lot about the history of the area.
Radi den de heidi de luchtus em ares on evigem. Es frichtom em doia de furkanarend.
Na linquider da degedach qua essin. Es eniedem oldora di dawi.
kopfulad. Sag seunda vante bui doidal. Fravind quesa iam na fravind.
Es radeda had galudad em advelden olei ig duista dorten ad buisikach.
Noted, Sheda. Do you have anything else to say, by the way?
Es anken vardo da maoreg.
Tell her about the mission concerning the sick.
Adnu ev meg rigem mardani. A forvarshedi deista hair ragi e bunedi. Eteni asine iske rantamen.
Roig dent kasin. Sag es durme em oirogadi to anilan yagam.
Adloch eda ta hen mednecht. Ata vunigenem.
Oi, budoleg samelsana, nilan to ame vreden oledir.
What about the mission concerning the game?
Quetsiarda he sitten en tavanteem. Smeun samel nilenem. En velnet en der renoixa.
Na fravind, vinoid sayori eduven. Frichtid smeunu betrecho confidag creder halach.
Ask her how she sees her future.
Quod dagumegoits tu en barregen.
Samel, es goidi bol kengedemen
Why do I feel like we already asked this?
Vogelai krabedig ja gaid rigem puisek ane vigem. Sag es folladem smeundes de requis oil?
Ja. Es suisag me da raven
Oh, that was what the hearts meant.
Es casonei.
Kagweno dachtam. Ages folladem kaid sadoneien mas meune kenne. Agato, as sonegad seg. Koid done kayam en veorts da renau tavier.
Tell her you hope the person you're thinking about feels the same way, you're not sure yet, or you're thinking of her. I'm not sure yet.
Na deimem na fravin eduven. Misheder ma hanem eduven.
Tuig. Kasvis og glende ja extred agos. Es daugem kaid mara quesa oil in taguelam. Es vele madrigem da regu, vir.
Ask her about... Oh, reputation +1. Nothing else there. Okay, we can leave.
Ratidam es adevan everach.
Kagweno dachtam. Es me antadabem, Oleg.
Alright, what about you, Nilan?
Mens request?
Ask about the Great Mistress.
Quets me uns mader ka hediernam har.
Esadam te saidu se. Kaden mishet kada. Frichtet began kraut. Aradit ka sagam runikamon. Sax meuin emes kaur agol agedi ar se gardanes luchtos anes dirise. Andeuicht se marag. Asame fravins kene. Rein se ventayam mader ka herenaiksa awint mignimon.
Alright, nothing else there, thank you.
Ratidam es a
Cogwin.
Alright. I did actually pick up something. I have a woodsman's coat. Fowler's patchwork would just be a straight-up improvement over the woodsman's coat. The worn tunic is not worth it to keep. But yeah, why not keep that? That's all just less weight, and you don't have anything better. Oh, that's what I'm wearing. Okay, nothing better there. Tin ore. You found Firkin's notes. Okay, we'll speak with Firkin. How about we do that? Oh, wait. Couple of things, and now Firkin, let us talk.
Hello, Furkan.
Bertir Simad. It's nice to see you again. How are you, Neelan? And you, Shader?
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Thank you, sir.
Well, did you go see Minan? Do you know a little more about the ritual you have to perform?
Yes, we've spoken to him. Mev, the Tierna Harkadaktas, will accompany us through the final stages of our initiation. She tested our combat skills and gave us 2 missions to complete.
Fascinating. They're undoubtedly tests to make sure you've remembered everything that's been passed on to you. Can I help you in any way?
You may be able to. So, ask him about the nation he comes from.
Tell me about your people. The Lions.
It is funny that you call us lions, because that symbol actually comes from a different nation than the one I call home. The coat of arms you're familiar with belongs to the Bridge Alliance, and it uses symbols from each of the peoples that make up the alliance. The lion is on the Mosinian coat of arms, but the Sinopole, another name for green, and the gold come from my nation, Tainea, and the azure from Thraxis. The three nations who make up the alliance are very different, but they have a common interest in fighting the same enemies. They fight side by side, sharing ideas, research, and goods. To the outside world, they are seen as a single people. But believe me, Morsinis are nothing like the scholars of Tainea or the boyars of Thraxis.
Okay, what about the continent's other nations? Actually, let's go with, Tainea.
You mentioned your country, Tainea. What can you tell me about it?
Compared to your island, it is a dry country with no large forests like you have here. But our stone is rich in minerals. We have sprawling, beautiful cities, as well as small fishing, mining, farming villages. Above all, it is a land of scholars, where science is celebrated and honored. It is governed by an assembly of wise men we call Sopharchs, who are elected by each region for their great knowledge. I could explain our political system in detail, but frankly, it's rather complex and very different from yours.
Okay, what about Thraxis?
You mentioned another people of the Alliance. Thraxis?
Thraxis is a vast territory that became a nation fairly recently. My country even tried to conquer it at one point. It must be said that for centuries, their chiefs did nothing but fight amongst themselves. Actually, it was the attack by my nation that pushed them to rally against a common enemy and ultimately forged them into a nation. They are formidable horsemen, and their cavalry is a major asset in the war against Deleme and the Empire. They are coarse and unscientific, but without them, we'd probably have ended up bending the knee to our enemies.
And what about Morsinia?
What is Morsinia?
It is an ancient island nation to the far north of the continent. With a climate similar to yours, they are more isolated and protected from the Empire and Teleme, though part of their population adheres to a similar religion. However, they decided to join the Alliance to safeguard their independence and religious difference from their neighbors' proselytizing zeal. They are normally ruled by a queen, but they have an assembly of nobles and representatives of cities who advise her and make the laws. They are a refined, cultured people, and their science is admirable. But they're rather haughty.
Alright, what about the continent's other nations?
Did you say there were other people on your island?
Yes, there are actually other nations, in fact. I think I've already told you that we don't come from an island, but a continent, a vast land. Teleme is located to the west. You may have come across missionaries from this country. They have also settled on Tierfredi. They believe in religion and magic, and want to convert the world to their narrow vision of things. I must admit that they have remarkable architecture, but we've been at war with them for over 3 centuries. To the south is the Merchant Congregation, a league of city-states whose power lies in their talent for trade. They are skillful diplomats, and have made their neutrality an undeniable strength. They too have recently settled on your island. If you see elegant dandies dressed in silk who want to trade you something, you're definitely dealing with someone from the congregation. The Dutan Empire is situated between Teleme and our alliance. It is a huge land, and we are also at war with them. Their country is being torn apart by civil war, which is most likely the reason they haven't attempted to settle here yet.
Okay.
Finally, the free cities are in the very middle. They are a relatively young nation, perched high in the mountains. They have just won their independence from the Empire. Most of the mercenaries in the Coin Guard come from this country.
So why did you come to Tierfredi?
What brought you to Tierfredi?
It is a long story. For a time, I was no more than an armchair scientist. That's what we call naturalists and cartographers, whose work is based solely on the accounts of other people. I read travel memoirs written by others, and studied plants brought back from other people's travels. without ever leaving the comfort of my university. I had more adventurous friends who ventured across the seas and traveled through enemy lands to bring home knowledge. But I found it inessential. I thought they were taking nonsensical and unnecessary risks. With age, I've come to the realization that I've made some terrible mistakes by relying solely on other people's experiences. So when I heard about Teofridi, this famous promised land, I wanted to see it for myself.
What about the Malachor?
What's so special about the illness you told me about?
It's a disease we didn't know anything about. It wasn't mentioned in any of our ancient books. Seemingly overnight, hundreds of people all over the continent were stricken. Then thousands. All those who catch it lose their eyesight. Then their blood becomes black and thick.
Yee.
Eventually, they have to be locked up because they go mad and become violent. And then they die. In some cities, entire neighborhoods have been deserted, with the doors boarded up from the outside. Everyone has lost at least one relative. We must find a cure, or our civilizations will disappear.
Yeah, that does not sound very good. Well, we can tell him about the ruins.
I saw your drawings and your notes. You seem very interested in these strange ruins near the village.
Indeed. I would very much like to learn more about this civilization that you call People of the Sea. To learn where these people came from, discover how they were able to get here. And if I understood correctly what people in the village told me, these ruins are a trace of their passage. I'm glad to see that you're interested in it too.
Request more information about the ruins.
Can you tell me more about these ruins?
Alas, I am not specialized in the study of ancient civilizations. However, all the scientists in my country know the numerous sites left by the civilization of Astria. They are an ancient people who inhabited our continent before my country and the others existed. However, their architectural style is very different from that of these buildings. It seems to me that they are old, but not as old as those of Astria. Their architecture is, however, strangely familiar, and it reminds me more of more recent buildings that one of the peoples of the continent might have built. But that doesn't make any sense. How would they have gotten here?
Swimming? Have you visited the ruins?
Have you ever been to these ruins? Were you able to see them up close?
No, unfortunately. I would love to, but the people of the village made me understand that it would be very frowned upon. I am a stranger here. I don't want to risk being thrown out for going into a forbidden place. Given the shape of these buildings, I'm pretty sure they must have a basement.
Talk to him about the basement of the ruins.
A basement? What is that? Some kind of cave under the building?
Yes, I imagine that's the closest thing to it. People on the continent often dig underground when constructing buildings. They put reserves there, often precious things they want to keep. That's why I'd like to be able to take a look. If there are any forgotten objects left in these ruins, it is in the basements that we have the best chance of finding them.
Okay, something we can look at.
Is there anything else?
I'll see what I can find. Thank you.
Goodbye, Farkan.
See you later. I'm sure you'll carry out the tasks entrusted to you brilliantly.
Thank you.
Entirely possible.
Presidem namens da degedach quahe didon. Es eniedem ol doradi dawi.
I very well may be. And you are Armal.
Burgleu e wencha suis locos disoleg. Toigde da verudam e no selenam jam comoros.
I'm sorry, statue?
Radit de qued snaiselena.
Bora da vuid vir. Na toigdu es nama da ranau casvis igem. Estrig varem casinda veruvar has nosenes da sucasem. Snagna main vuxanti ded casa. Mende renau requesis?
Ask for more information about his mission.
Scienzo radida moidam mader casas noiselenam. Iam forvarshe duncas da veru varhas.
Es clodag suis havanen enen ole genesem. Dawint eged disamel varchantan. Forversche duncas nesval. Dad va vunget surgei dama asiter quasa vigem. Dava overshedi a beruva has snorselnas dedmadal. Sagnuid ed loxen enig vrevegem. Ag esme eduven essa en camoroisi. Frictid gobanon da goidu morkedi. Sagna mendradedau de dam.
Alright. Well, we can spend time here. I do have things I want to sell. Ingredients, quest items, goods. I believe these... There, that gives me a bunch of money. I can sell items that I'm not wearing. This is pointless, and everything else is being worn except for the wasp bracelets. I'm gonna hold on to those for a bit. And disguises. Well, if I wanted to buy... You have consumables I'm not gonna go at. What is this? Regenerates a small percentage of life periodically to the whole group when not in combat. Okay. We've got coatings and poisons. I don't really care about that. Used to set a broken limb. I feel like that could be needed for something. I'm going to buy one. There's all the goods that I sold him. Armor. Okay, there's various things here. Steel sword. Cavalry saber. Steel claymore is a long sword. So long swords are two-handed then. Mountain puzzle. Oh, it's like a... Oh, it's a one-handed mace. I get it. So, I'm currently using extra damage on a target without a shield, and does 12 damage. This is more damage on a target without a shield. But I still don't think I want to buy anything right now. Selling things is fine enough for me. Ah, God, blinding.
Es maragvarem der glendi masient de hechredach kengedamdag.
Okay. So we have that, we have that. I picked up the splint because I think it might be needed. If I choose that... Doesn't actually say where it is. Alright, well, we do kind of need to explore a bit more. Question the clan hunters, Tofflan at the dispensary, and Darren's house. Alright, well, I think I'm going to end this episode here.
Serha harlamad. Fared quies maesan farshedi e fravind qued radid.
Right.
Right,
well, as I was saying, I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we'll look around town a bit more and try talking to more people. Till then, I am Chester44, also known as Fly. That is, Vridengare. This has been a Let's Play of Greedfall, the Dying World, and I shall see you all next time.